Hi Trinity Rock and Pop Drummers, hope you're well. This is a little talk through video for a live from Trinity Rock and Pop Drums Grade 5 by Pearl Jam, of course. Love this song, classic bit of grunge rock, really fun to play. Reminds me of a certain time in my life when I was just sort of first getting into music and playing and all that kind of stuff. And it's from a great record called 10. I listen to that album over and over again when I'm doing my admin. I just really like it. I go down to the coffee shop near my studio and I put that in my headphones. I just find that, listen to that album on a loop, really great way of just getting in the right headspace for like doing my emails and all that. Anyway, there's enough about my life. Let's get on with it. We've got 2 bars rest at the start. Then at the start of bar 3, a big old crash and kick. Then you've got a quite kind of cool syncopated drum fill on beat 4. This goes 1 and 2. So the first crash we're going to hit with the kick is on the and of beat 2. 1 and 2. An upbeat quaver. So that's a crotchet rest on beat 1 or a quarter note rest. An 8th note or quaver rest on 2. We come in on the and. Again, 1 and 2. The figure on beat 3 is 3E and, which looks like it goes. But the crash and kick on beat 3 are tied to from the note that came before. That just means the note on the and of beat 2 absorbs the second one. It's both of the notes put together, its value. So you play the crash on the and of beat 2. Effectively, you just don't play the crash that's on beat 3, and then you come in with E and on the high tom. So first 3 beats of bar 4, 1 and 2. Okay, then we've got 4 E ander, regular 16ths. Mid tom, then floor tom. Bar 4, 1 and 2. Again. Alright, then the main groove comes in with a trashy hi-hat. So big sloshy hi-hat, kind of a hip-hop type of feel between the kick and the snare, I guess. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In terms of the notation, dotted 8th and then 16th, which hopefully you're up on if you're doing grade 5. 1 the first and the last of 4 16ths. 2 and 8th notes on beat 2. Cool little figure on beat 3 that's 16th note rest, 16th note, 8th note, 3 and. Crotchet on beat 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 with a big sloshy hi-hat. Go big, rock it up. Now a bar of 2/4, 2 crotchet beats make up the pulse of this music. This bar, 1, 2. Beat 1 goes. Seeing that? So 16th notes with a little drag rudiment. Hopefully if you're doing grade 5 you're up on your rudiments, man. That was from grade 2, the drag. 1 E ander. Then a little rest on beat 2. If you're looking at the kick part, a 16th note rest. Come in with E and. So E is a 16th note and is a 8th note, right? So it goes 1, 2. This is the 2/4 bar. 1, 2. Okay, cool. The next bar has got a crash. It's back to 4/4, back to 4 beats in the bar. It's a crash on beat 1, but that's tied to the previous note. So again, the and of beat 2, if you like, on the 2/4 bar, just rings out all the way through beat 1. You don't hit the crash again, it's just tied to, so you let that ring. The first note we're going to hit in the 4/4 bar, which is bar 10, is a kick drum on beat 2. We're then going to play 3E, 2 high toms, 16th note, dotted 8th note, and then 4 ander, classic grade 1 figure, which is an 8th note, 2 16th notes. So from the 2/4 bar, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, again from the 2/4 bar, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the whole of the second line. I would say the whole of grade 5, that is potentially the most fluffed drum fill. Then I'll do it again for you. Now we're into the verse, closed hi-hat, slightly simplified kick part, 1, 2, and a 4. So 1 E and a 2 and 3 and a 4. So very similar to the one above it. This is bar 11 I'm playing here. Very similar to bar 5. On beat 3, rather than going 3 and on the kick, it just goes 3 and so a slightly different kick in that bit. We keep going on that groove, continue similar, so you can put in small variations. When you get to 17, 18, 19, well, the first beat of the bar here at 19 is a diagonal slash. So you could either continue with the groove, or you might well do that 16th note type of figure again. It's basically up to you. On first glance here, I would probably play that as if it was going to be another repeat of groove. I'd play something like that. I noticed on the demo the guy plays at that point. Either is fine, honestly. But if you play it as groove, so this is bar 19. 1 and then you've got the rest on 2 E and figure. 1 and 2. Alright, that's the first half of 19, assuming that you play a little groove bit for the first beat. Second half goes 3 and 4 and. The same second half as bar 5, if you look up to the second line there. So second half of bar 19, whole of bar 19. Okay, bar 20. So 16th notes with a drag, setting it up on beat 1. E and, so a massively common sort of feature in this tune, E and. So semiquaver rest on the beat and then playing E and. This is a kick followed by a crash with a snare. Getting massively fluffed a lot, man. So kick and then snare, and then 3. The second half of this bar is 3 E and a 4 E and a, where you rest the 3. This is bar 20. The first half goes. The second half goes. The whole thing goes. And 19 and 20, assuming that you play groove at the start of 19, will go. Play from 17, that whole fourth line of the music. Alright, then we hit the chorus. This is over to the ride cymbal, watch out for that. The kick part is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chorus groove. Bar goes. So first half, we're talking about bar 24 here, starts off as if it was another repeat of the groove again. That's the first half of 24. The second half goes 3 and a. So effectively they're 16ths all the way. 3 E and a. Followed by 4 and a. Second half of that bar then. The whole of bar 24. And the first line of the chorus. Here it comes. Okay, 25, 26, more of the same type of groove. 27, the last bar of that first page. 1 and 2 8th notes on beat 1. a grade 3 figure for beat 2, 2E, ah. First half of this bar, which is bar 27. Second half, 16th notes on beat 3, 3E and A. Regular semiquavers, high tom, mid tom, and then 16th note rest, 16th note, 8th note, E and, in other words, again, for beat 4. 4. Second half of this bar, whole bar. Gonna play the last line of the first page, starting at 25. Verse comes in, same groove as before. Continue similar, so do your own little thing. Have some fun with it. Continue similar, but it's not a drum solo, don't go crazy. Small variations there is the thing. We get to the next line, 34, 35, more bars of groove. 36 goes. So that's really similar, isn't it, to bar 20 that set up the chorus on the last page. This time it goes. Beat 2 is different, subtle but different. It's 2 kicks rather than kick then snare. Okay, next one is 37. This goes. Some nice lively 30-second notes around the kit here. Demi-semi-quavers. So 1, 2, it's the first half of bar 37. The second half goes 3 and 4. Now, for me, when you're playing 30-second notes, demi-semi-quavers, I tend to either count the 16th notes and think, okay, I've got 4 hits. So I've got 2 hits for each 16th note, as in 3E and A, 4E and A, or just count the 8th notes and think, all right, I've got 4 hits for each count. 3 and 4 and. In any case, this bar 37 goes. It's quite a lot of stuff, isn't it? Those 2 bars, 36 and 37. They go. So typically what we do in a session here is to get to know this, is just play that kind of thing on a loop. We could do 34, 35, 36, 37 and just loop it. How about this? So I say this all the time in these sort of videos, but the most classic sort of rookie error that I see in these sessions with guys learning this is just putting the music on and playing and just sort of hoping for the best and then declaring that bits like that are quote unquote hard or that they're struggling with it. Well, the thing is, you've got to take those out and learn them. Don't miss out the bit where you actually learn it, man. Like, that's a complicated set of stuff for grade 5. Take it out of the tune, get your head around it, work out what the count is, get to know it a little bit, make friends with it, go slow. Build it up, loop it. I think that's such a great way to learn bits of these songs, man. Just loop them and get to know them. Get them into that kind of automatic mode where they're happening a little bit. Because when that music's running, you're going to need those things to be like ready to go. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's a classic example of a bit. You'd really take out the tune, get to know it, loop it, have some fun with it. And build it up slow, man. Next bit is the chorus. All of this first bit of the chorus is the same as it was the first time around. Exactly the same variation in the 4th bar, bar 41. We carry on for 42, same chorus groove. It's got a nice fill at the end that goes. So this goes at bar 46, 1 1 ander on beat 1, 1/8 and 2/16. 1 ander. Crash with kick, and then ander on the snare. 2 E, 2 semiquavers, making the first half of this bar 1 ander 2 E, and then you've got 3 E ander, 4/16 on beat 3, and then yet again E and, leaving out the note on the beat, beat 4, playing E and on the snare after that. Second half of this bar, bar 46. Whole bar, bar 46. Okay, I'll play a bar of groove leading up to it. Here it comes. Now watch out, because this is a slightly different phrasing than we play later in the 7/8 bar, and I hear a lot of guys playing it as if it was exactly the same. The bit at the end is different, right? Ba 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 ba. There's a longer rest before the last 2 notes in the 7/8 bar. Anyway, we're into the instrumental now. Here's a bar of 4/4 followed by a bar of 7/8. Don't panic about the 7/8, it's no big deal. I always think 7/8, well, if you think of 4/4, right? 4 crotchets in the bar, 4 quarter notes. That would be equivalent to 8/8, wouldn't it? In the same amount of time, the same number of beats, you can have 8 eighth notes. So I think of 7/8 as just 4/4 with the last 8th note lopped off. So nice and simple. If you're playing a groove, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4/4, but missing the last 8th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, so we're going to go 1 bar of 4/4, 1 bar of 7/8. The 7/8 bar goes. So 1, 2 E and a 4 E. So 4 E, but then we've lost the last quaver for and, so that's that dealt with. I'm going to just loop now 47 and 48, which is the 4/4 bar and the 7/8 bar. And so on, man. That's all that section is. Once you get a feel for that, no big deal at all with the 7/8. So 48, 49, sorry, it's 47, 48 is that, 49, 50 is that, 51, 52 is that, and then we do nice bit of dynamic interest here, diminuendo for bar 53. We go to the bridge, which is nice and quiet. Watch out for this, man. No one does the dynamics. Be that guy or girl that does the dynamics. MP, right? Nice and soft. I would say here, tip of the stick on top of the crash. Nice and light, man. Nice light sound, nice light tone. You can even move away from the centre of the snare here, get a lighter sound going on your snare drum. Eventually we're going to come up again at the end of this section for 61. We're going to go. So first beat, 1 and offbeat crash there. Second beat, 2 and. First half of this bar, bar 61. Second half, 16th notes, semiquavers all the way. 3 E ander, 4 E ander. Bar 61, whole thing. Again. Oh. Again. Play from 58. Nice and soft on this bit. Bar 60, 61, here it comes. So we lift the volume, we lift the dynamic at that point. Really dig in on that crash on the end. Now the guitar solo, it's got a slightly busier groove. It just goes. So kick and snare, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So 3 E and, 2/16 notes, 1/8 on beat 3, 3. Cool, and then you've got 3 bars of that plus a big fill. One thing to watch out for here, I'm not going to say much about the big fills, obviously you can enjoy yourself here, big single strokes around the kit. I would say kind of a la bar 37, something along those lines. Have some fun with it. Watch out for speeding up, man. I hear this all over the place. I do this myself mostly as well, all over the place. So when you've got that big fill, because it's a big, exciting kind of emotional lift, it's so easy to get fast, man. So it's so easy at this point to go. Before you know it, you're out of time with that track, man. So take your time. I would say do some drill here. Just play it round and round with the metronome click, you know. Practice playing some kind of big fill that stays in time and lands back on the one, man. Easier said than done. I'm regularly seen and heard to be not doing that, but yeah, just like getting a bit excited on the big fill, we all do it. But yeah, man, just one to watch out for. That goes around twice, the guitar solo at the end. Big crash on the beat, one to finish. Hope that is all cool. It's a lovely tune. I'm always saying it, but I'm just so stoked that we live in an age when this is what you can play for your grade 5 drums. Amazing band, amazing tune, amazing album. Check it out. I know it's not quite the same as the original version. Remember what we're doing here, I always think when you're doing these grades, is the principal reason to do it for me is to learn great skills, man. To learn skills about, you know, playing this type of part at different time signatures, like getting this sort of vocabulary in your system. It's not exactly note for note what was played on the original, and it's not trying to be. It's a version that's really suitable for this level, man, for grade 5. Go for it, enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching if you made it to the end, and see you soon. Thanks a lot.